Proverbs chapter 24 is just like the previous chapters in that it is a collection of wise sayings and it discusses a variety of different topics. But these wise sayings are meant to guide us in the way that we are supposed to live. And it discusses things like avoiding envying the wicked. It tells us to value wisdom. It tells us to plan before acting, avoid seeking revenge, respect authority. It tells us not to give up when we come across adversity. It says not to gloat over an enemy's fall. But a central theme of a lot of these books of Proverbs is to seek wisdom. Verse 14 says, "Know that wisdom is such to your soul. If you find it, there will be a future, and your hope will not be cut off." Proverbs chapter 25 is a collection of Solomon's proverbs that were compiled during King Hezekiah's reign. These proverbs discuss things like leadership, humility, and wise conduct. There are several great verses out of the 28 verses in this chapter. A couple that I highlighted are, "If your enemy is hungry, give him bread to eat, and if he is thirsty, give him water to drink." It's talked about that in other chapters as well. Not to gloat over the defeat of your enemy, to still treat your enemy in a godly manner. Verse 24 says, "It is better to live in a corner of the housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome wife." So this is another theme of a lot of these proverbs, to seek peace. This chapter makes the point that self-control is very important. It says, "A man without self-control is like a city broken into and left without walls." Proverbs chapter 26 is a collection of sayings that warns against deceit, laziness, and folly. It describes how fools and honor do not mix together. They cannot be one and the same. It says, "Like snow in summer or rain in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool." It also compares to fools committing the same mistake over and over again and not learning from their mistakes to a dog that returns to its vomit. It warns us against getting involved in a fool's nonsense when they create quarrels out of nothing. It talks about how fools that are in charge, they have power, that leads to destruction and causes damage. It warns us against laziness and how laziness breeds excuses. Another thing it talks about is how the foolish people often see themselves as wise. So there's some self-deception going on there.